Hey, Editing Raisin here. Because this series has gotten into some of the much harder stuff in this game, and like that kind of stuff can get stale after trying it over and over again, so I've decided that I should add a sort of co-commentator to this series. That would be my friend Peter, who you might know from some other series that we've done, like later episodes of the Risk of Rain 2 series. Peter also ended up gifting me the Steam version of Celeste. Up until now, I've been playing on the itch.io version, which is cool and all, but no Steam achievements, and also I have to manually update, which I didn't for the longest time. So yep, I got my save file transferred over and everything should be fine. Anyway, I'm going to let Peter in recording say hi.
Hi there, YouTube. It's me, Peter.
Wow, it's Peter.
For the
From
record,
the hit series Risk of Rain 2 Let's Play.
wow. For the record, I have done well, I shouldn't say that. My experience with this game is that I have done all of the A-sides, all of the B-sides, I've got all of the red strawberries, and I have gotten maybe a fifth of the way through Farewell. But I basically reached the point in this game where, for the most part, I'm satisfied, and a lot of what's left just brings me stress. But we'll see where Grayson goes. He's already done more than I have since he's gotten some of the golden strawberries.
That is true. And I definitely do think having a second person here will help me with keeping my sanity while I attempt this stuff. So who knows? Maybe I could even put in like the however many tons of hours it would take to beat Farewell. No promises, but it sure is a hell of a lot more likely with a friend than without a friend.
Absolutely. I will definitely say Farewell is not easy. I have watched people play through it at this point, and Farewell starts off roughly B-side level hard, and by the end of it is arguably on par with nearly the hardest mods that exist for this game. It
That makes
is a
sense.
brutal experience.
Yep, I have already gotten like a good start with getting the golden strawberry for chapter 2, which I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, no, you've done great.
But the question is, what do I want to do now? Because there are so many potential options for what I could pick next.
Yeah, once you've gone to this late into the game gives you a million things you can do.
I don't know if I want to do the seaside for this, just because, I do like this level so much, and, it would suck to, like, save the levels that I like the least for the very end.
I do Seaside Golden Ridge and suffer.
No. I'm not making that the, first seaside that I do either.
That is fair. Realistically speaking, I could see just, like, the first level not being a bad choice. I mean, it is the first level.
First level seaside?
Yeah, why not? I don't think
Yeah.
I could beat it, but you probably could, honestly.
Gotta
Well, I
remember the
shouldn't say-
control since it's been a minute.
Indeed. Well, I shouldn't say I couldn't beat it, more I don't have the patience to beat it.
That makes sense.
Like,
Yeah,
all
this is
the
already
seasides...
looking,
Yep,
oh boy.
seasides are not sprints, they are marathons.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
Yeah, I wish you luck with this.
Thanks, I'll need it.
But, if you can beat these seasides, you may honestly be in good shape to do Farewell, just because these are going to test your ability enormously.
I think that that's something I'll definitely... Oh, I couldn't see far enough ahead to see that there was a thing on the left there. Now I see what I gotta do. But I definitely do think that it's a goal that I want to try to work towards. Whether it takes me, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, could take a decade, I don't know, but, it would take a extreme amount of difficulty to get me to completely give up on the idea, which I may very well do. Nothing is certain. Oh, damn it.
It would not be unreasonable to call Farewell, especially towards its end, on par with Kaizo Mario type shit.
That is fair. Doesn't
But,
help that I'm
you know-
just getting used to the controls again, but I think I'm getting the gist of it again.
Oh, you're
it's
already
just a
probably
bit too
doing
late.
better. You're already doing probably better than I would if I were to try and pick this up immediately, as long as it's been since I last played it.
I think I've got good memory for games, and I guess that transfers somewhat to muscle memory as well. Or maybe
That's
this
fair.
is actually, I don't know if this is even muscle memory. I think I just consciously know what I'm supposed to do, and so I just press the buttons.
That is fair.
Sure, I'll get the muscle memory back as I continue to do this.
That is fair.
I've at least got to the point where I'm pressing the button at that part, but I still mistime it.
You know, not surprising, really. It's hard. Like, this game challenges you constantly. I mean, it's not like there's anything in this that's unfair, but it's all difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult for sure.
And, you know, it's one of those things where there's not really a practice mode or anything either, which means you can't exactly go just practicing the same jump over and over again. You have to go back to it each time.
That is fair. I don't know why the dash seems to not work sometimes. Like I'm holding up, but it almost seems like I dash forward.
Huh.
I don't know why that's happening.
Maybe there's an issue with your keyboard's up key?
Possibly? Or maybe I'm just pressing something wrong without realizing it.
Certainly guess that's possible.
Ooh, I actually wasn't expecting to make it, so I wasn't prepared for the reality where I actually did.
Oh, isn't that just the natural problem with these sorts of games?
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'm going to, I'm not gonna make that. And then you do, and you're not ready for it.
True. Sort of the
So
same
close.
situation there.
Yeah, I could see that. But you are getting closer and closer to getting out of the first section of this.
True. I was prepared that time, but I pressed the button a little bit too late.
Yeah. I think
Definitely need to
that's
try
gonna
to
be
aim
the
for
running
higher
theme.
on that moving platform, so that I'm more prepared to actually grab on to the next platform.
Indeed. It's gonna take a little getting used to, but I think you're, I think you're gonna be on for a good success. Man, I've murdered that sentence.
It happened again, I don't know why it's making me dash forward. Maybe there's
That
something
is
wrong
very
with,
odd.
my up arrow key or something.
Yeah, because that shouldn't be happening. Celeste controls are supposed to be extremely fluid and responsive.
Yeah, I do not blame the game at all. I think that... I think there probably is something wrong with my up arrow. I think I remember even commenting on that at some point. Maybe not in this series, but at some point.
Makes sense.
Okay, that is getting really annoying that that's happening.
Yeah, I'm definitely certain that I would be getting very frustrated by that, too.
And this is really messing me up. Hang on, I have a stupid idea.
Well, sometimes stupid ideas are the smartest ones.
I think it's, in theory, a terrible idea to change my method of control so late into a game. But it worked once for Toho.
That is fair. Remind me which Toho episode this was again?
God, there are over 100 episodes. I don't know what episode it was.
Alright, well, what game was it?
I think the very end of Violet Detector.
That would make sense. Definitely feel like Violent Detector is the kind of game where I could see that being reasonable.
Please attach a controller. I have.
You might have to restart the game.
Well, it says please attach a controller, so like that would imply that I can do that right now while on the screen.
You do have a point. Was your computer not picking up the controller for some reason?
Well, it's picking it up.
You may just have to restart. I think Katamari has this problem where sometimes I have to restart the game if I forget to plug my controller in until after I've launched it.
Yeah, I'll try restarting.
I love how you know that Celeste was a Canadian-made game because it has a little Canadian flag next to the English.
I was just thinking that.
I wonder if they have the Quebec flag if you choose French.
Huh. That would be funny. You have to go into Steam settings and change the setting to disabled for your controller. Yeah, I figured it was something with, like, Steam interfering because, you know, the little light on my controller is blue, which only happens when, you know, Steam is picking up the controller. It's normally green when it's not Steam taking over it.
Good old Steam. Being silly again.
Oh wait,
Press
I guess
for left.
I guess it's working now. I
Nice.
wasn't able to find the setting that it was talking about, but I did find a Steam input thing, and there's an official Steam input layout.
Oh.
So that seems like it. If it works, it works, right?
Yep. Can you check the language thing for me real quick? I just want to see. Is French? It's France. Darn.
Aw, not France.
Not France. I was figuring it was Quebec. Considering.
Okay,
Hey, well, now
let's
you gotta
see.
get-
Let's see if. How do I climb?
Using the climb button, of course.
Naturally. Okay, so any of, like, the triggers. Suppose that, makes sense.
Man, I cannot even begin to imagine trying to get used to a different control scheme this late on.
It's working well enough so far.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So long
I'm
as
gonna
you're
have to
up
turn
button-
off the fucking rumble at this point, though. Jesus Christ. Fuck off.
Good rumble.
But yeah, in theory, I can figure out what to do with this. It's such a ridiculous idea to change, like, your control scheme this late, and it worked! I told you
It
it'd work!
Good lord, you immediately got it. Nice.
The,
Yep, it's gonna give you a bit of an idea of what you've got coming up.
Right, so definitely need to dash there, then jump off that and dash there. And, yeah, something to that effect.
Yep. Good luck. This is where it being a seaside is going to start becoming a great frustration to you.
That makes sense. I don't think I even need to interact with that, like, platform up there.
That is indeed fair.
I pressed left too early.
Yeah. I was like, I just say, isn't it weird when there's just a random word where your brain just always associates it with something immediately when you hear that word? Like you're saying the word rumble. I don't know. Every time I hear the word rumble, my brain just goes to one of the Sly Cooper games. There's a part of the game that's just literally called Rumble Down Under, and it's set in Australia.
Naturally. That is great.
Yeah. But I hear the word rumble, I think of Rumble Down Under. Which, fun fact, but for many people, and I might include myself in that, is their least favorite level in all of Sly Cooper.
Really?
Yeah, the Australia level is certainly something.
That's fair. I'm still having a hard time, like, figuring out what button I need to press for certain things. I will get used to it, though.
You know, that is certainly fair. And you're probably going to beat the level in the meantime, I have a feeling.
Okay, I tried using, like, the D-pad to see if that would help with, like, the controls being a little imprecise, but I just do not have, like, the muscle memory to be able to press diagonal directions on the D-pad. Like, that just will not work.
That is fair, all things considered. I certainly know I do not either. The D-pad is one of those things where I know when I first, was playing on my PS1 when I was a kid, it is true that in that era, like, the sticks, I forget what they're actually called, but the sticks were a rare enough thing that there was definitely a period of time where I had a controller that did not have the analog sticks. But even then, it's not like I found myself wanting to do the diagonals that much that I've got the memory for it. And, once you've got analog sticks, your brain has a hard time going back anyway.
That makes sense. Huh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay, I really just
part.
need to use the control stick, but, like, try as hard as I can to only do, like, the 8 basic directions. As long as I can manage that, I can do just about as good as I'd be able to do with the D-pad.
That's fair. You're doing really well, all things considered.
Surprisingly well for using a controller. I never use a controller, by the way. Just in case anyone watching does not know, I don't really use controllers for things. I just haven't managed to adapt, I guess.
Yeah, Grayson is definitely the kind of person who doesn't use them that much. But yeah,
Like, I generally prefer keyboard, but if the arrow keys are not going to work, they're going to be difficult, then so be it. That's devious. Having to grab onto the left side of that and then jump around the spikes just to get on the right side of it.
Oh yeah, no, they don't kid around with this shit.
God.
Yeah, I hope you're in the mood for some suffering. The first 2 rooms were relatively nice, but this one's gonna take some doing.
Yeah, the first 2 rooms really weren't that bad, but this is some Kaizo level stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, you definitely know you've got my support on this. I'm excited to see you pull it off, but I'm not expecting you to do so for a while.
That makes sense.
Let's see. I'm going to predict that you will beat it around the moment that your timer in the upper left says 25.
Well, we'll see. I'm pressing right too early. I'm, like, panicking.
Celeste, the pressing things too early and panicking game.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be too late, so I press it early, thinking that I gotta be quicker on the draw than I really actually need to be.
I feel like Celeste problems are just something that are universal. Like, I don't think most people have unique Celeste problems. I think that most people's Celeste problems are everyone's Celeste problems.
Oh, yeah. When you said universal, I thought you just meant, like, it happens in every game, which I also think is true.
That's probably true, too. But I just meant that it's not like this dude's got this weird, unique issue. It's, whatever issue you have, everyone's got it with Celeste.
True, I made it pretty far that time.
You really did, honestly. I was expecting this portion you're now on to be more difficult than it is.
Really?
Yeah. I guess it was a little hard to judge.
Alright. I got so far I forgot how the beginning goes.
That is fair. Yeah, I definitely just think you're good at Celeste, frankly. Like, you strike me as the kind of person who could potentially, with enough practice, be able to do some of the really hard mods, even.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on how fascinated you are in doing Celeste.
I see what I gotta do now. Yeah, I don't really know like how good people typically are, so I just have to take your word for it that I'm apparently good at this game.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly not like Grandmaster level or anything. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that you definitely are where you need to be at this point in the game, which is more than a lot of people, including myself, probably could honestly say. Like, I feel like a lot of people tend to start to find the challenges around this part are devastatingly difficult, but you're honestly making good time, all things considered.
It's a little bit hard.
No doubt. It's not an easy challenge. I don't think anyone's gonna say it's an easy challenge.
Yeah, not easy in the slightest.
Yeah, and you're trying to do this with a different control scheme.
Yeah, I think we're past that problem by now.
That's fair. You'd certainly know better than me.
I don't really feel like any of my problems currently are coming from the control scheme anymore. Like, definitely in the last room that was the case, but yeah, now at this point I think I've gotten used to it well enough. Might be a little minor, imperceptible, like, issues, just because, you know, I am better with keyboard, but, you know, besides that, like, nothing really noticeable.
You know, that's fair.
I honestly have no idea what to do there. Let me take another look at it.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Because it's been a while since I've seen that part, so, like, I haven't really worked out what to do.
You're definitely gonna need your dash after that block.
Yeah.
You know, you should
Clearly
get it
the
back
point of moving that little platform is so I can reach it from the platform I'm standing on without needing to use a dash.
Mm-hmm.
And with my dash, like, what I do with that is the real question. I assume that I just go straight up to the side of that has, like, no spikes on it, so I can grab onto the thing to the right of that.
Yeah, and then probably drop down into the hole.
Yeah. I don't need to think too hard about this part because it looks pretty safe, right where that, like, wet floor sign is, so I could just figure it out when I get there.
Yeah, honestly. And honestly, it might look like it's probably one of the easier parts of the level anyway.
True. Well, maybe. I haven't really thought hard enough about that part to know whether it would be, but maybe it is. I'll have to see.
That is fair. Well, I wish you luck with the part that you're currently trying to deal with, because that looks nasty.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
Definitely some long jump momentum bullshit. I know some of the things that confused me the most in the parts of Farewell that I did do were things like that.
I pressed the wrong button. Hang on. Huh. Oh,
Nice.
and then I pressed the wrong button to grab that time. Okay. So there are still occasional, like, control issues. But they hadn't cropped up for a while, so I thought I was free of them.
That is fair. I've had those issues just with control schemes I already know anyway, though. Like,
You know, now that you mention it, yeah, I don't think that's because I'm using controller. I think that's just because I never get used to what buttons I'm pressing.
Yeah, it's easy to forget what you need to press
Ah,
sometimes.
damn it. Ah. I wanted to land on the platform, but didn't quite make it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a challenge.
I pressed the climb button to try to jump for some reason. That's not the jump button, that's the climb button.
Everyone loves the climb button.
True.
Yeah, Celeste is just a trial and error game. You just keep doing it and eventually you get there.
This is true.
Wonder what, Oh no.
I could have made it if I just went, like, left a little bit at the right time.
Yeah. I wonder what the people who view this video are gonna think of your attempts at the seaside.
Especially with the fact that I'm using a controller all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would be surprised if you didn't name the episode something to do with the fact that you're using the controller now.
You know me well enough. I'm definitely going to do that.
Absolutely. Hey, editing Grayson, you know what you gotta do.
True.
Editing Grayson is cool. He's like Grayson, but in the future.
Wow. Somehow I forgot that I'm supposed to, like, dash upwards at that part. I just tried jumping as if that would somehow work.
Yeah, it's amazing how many things our brain just will suddenly tell us, oh, this is what we need to do, when everything to the contrary has already been taught many times over.
Exactly.
Do you have any messages for editing, Grayson?
What's that, sorry?
I said, do you have any messages for editing, Grayson?
No, I have nothing to say to that guy.
Nah, that's certainly fair.
We're not on speaking terms.
Nah, yeah, I can believe
Especially
it.
since editing me can't speak unless I go out of my way to record audio.
Hear that? You're mute editing, Grayson.
True.
Editing Grayson should say something out loud right about now.
No.
Well, you can't answer for editing Grayson. Only editing Grayson can
I mean,
answer for editing
I
Grayson.
know what I'm going to do when I get to editing. I'm going to record myself saying no, and then layer it over me saying no in real time, so there's just two me's saying no at the same time.
That is amusing. But what if we wanted three yous saying no?
No.
Ah, darn. Well, that's what I get for asking silly questions. I get silly answers.
Exactly.
I like how there's just that arrow that points down there as if you would think to go any other direction.
True. That
Like,
is a funny
gee,
little detail.
Like, gee, I wonder if I should go up.
Gee, I wonder. The classic problem of not going to the side enough to grab the platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely this level has a lot of precision in it.
For sure.
And just think, this is only the first seaside. This is the one that's designed to be the easiest.
Yeah, I'm scared to see the other ones.
Yeah. I'm definitely curious to see what you will think as you see more and more of Celeste's ridiculous difficulty.
Man, I keep jumping too early and not getting the momentum boost from that.
Indeed. I just remembered to comment on something I saw. Like, I saw a post on Reddit where someone had gotten a slightly different ending than the normal one. Apparently, if you get basically no strawberries, like a ridiculously low number of them, fewer than most people would even get by accident or something, everyone will just be looking sort of disappointedly at Madeline's not very good looking pie.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amusing. I had no idea that was even a thing.
That's hilarious that they accounted for that.
Yeah, it's great, especially considering they don't account for just having all the strawberries, but they do account for having very few of them.
True.
Like, Madeline's like, hey everybody, you want my pie made with like 4 strawberries? It's mostly dough. Sorry, Mr. Oshiro, you don't get one of the strawberries as you tried to kill me.
True.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, you did that.
Ooh.
Oh, clever.
Ah.
Aw, you nearly had that.
Clever? Did I do something unusual?
You did something different than what I was anticipating, which tells me if I did what I was anticipating you doing, I probably would have died.
Understandable. I almost was expecting you to finish that sentence with, you did something different than what I did, and then I remembered, oh right, you haven't, like, done this.
No. I've not done the seasides.
Understandable, because who would want to do these?
Yeah, I
Me,
don't
apparently.
believe in the ocean. Well, you seem to be having enough fun.
True, I am mostly joking when I say who would want to do these.
Yeah, no, I think they're actually pretty cool. I just didn't have the patience for them at the time that I tried.
Understandable.
Well, I'm fine to watch you try and fail. For one thing, you'll probably try and fail many fewer times than I would have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nice, you got it twice. This is one of the things that's also true about you in general, is that when you get something, you tend to get it again a lot. For myself, I find that I tend to just have, like, what I call the accidental get, and then there's another long period of failure, and then I start to finally learn it much, much later.
Ah, damn it, I didn't expect to grab onto the side of that, so I was only grab. Yeah, that is understandable. I definitely do have points where I basically get it out of, like, fluke, and then there'll be a long time before I get it again, but generally once I've gotten, like, a couple times, I'll be able to do it relatively consistently.
That is fair. Depends on the thing for me, but a lot of the time I still struggle for a bit. It's especially annoying when it's something that's a very long chain-together series of challenges, because I have a bad habit of finding myself suddenly struggling with challenges I thought I'd already mastered.
Ooh.
You might have this.
Okay. So in theory, all I need to do is launch upwards and dash right.
Yep. Good luck.
Okay, wait, I need to, Ooh.
There you go. You got your first golden heart.
I did it.
That's impressive. And you did it in fewer time than I was expecting, too.
Damn, that was the whole seaside?
That's the whole seaside, yeah. They're not
Wow.
long. Seasides are very short. They're just brutal gauntlets.
Yeah, that was rather short. I'm surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the general idea is they're just much longer rooms that have much worse challenges. Like, you still racked up a lot of deaths for that. It's not exactly easy, but you did do it.
Yeah, it was not as many as I was expecting. I got more deaths on the B-side.
That is fair. The B-side is much longer, though. But yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I
easy.
thought, like... I was really thinking going into it that I'd be getting more deaths on the C-side than the B-side, but if that's, like, all it is comparatively, then, you know, I might be able to do them.
Okay, well, you want to try a different one?
Sure.
Okay, well, then it's up to you to figure out which one you want to do.